Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17, the Out of Infinity. Last time, if I remember correctly, which as I've said before, these episodes kind of can blend together. They were making fun of Tuck. She was sleeping quite well and happily. You graffitied all over his face, along with the others, and then found out they have 5 days to live. If they're not rescued. Which they all took very, very well. As I continue to... I shouldn't say make fun of them. I mean, I guess it's a good thing they're so optimistic and happy-go-lucky. They've seen the endings that I've seen, they might not... Well, I've only seen 2 endings, but... Actually, one of them went pretty well, but... For most of them. Anyway, that's what happened. And now, why are they sitting here on the bench? Okay, anyway, Sarah and I sat cross-legged on a bench in the rest area. The floor was covered with water. That was good. We had just polished off fried chicken sandwiches that Takashi had made for us. As for the other 4, Sora was, as usual, cooped up in the control room trying to make contact with LeMU. Tsugumi had vanished without saying where she was going. Takashi had gone to deliver sandwiches to Sora and Tsugumi. Yu was changing clothes. Apparently she had spilled something on them while eating. Fortunately, her normal clothes were safe in the changing room in the dry area. A game? The Yamanote line game. Or a word game. Okay, she's not giving him much choice. He seems a little reluctant. I haven't said I'm going to play him. What is John Kenpoi? Who said you could decide? Oh, alright. I was paper and Sarah went scissors. Salmon? You mean like a fish? Salmon, salmon. Salmon, 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 salmon. I opened and closed my mouth like a fish, gyrating my hips around and doing my best to become a salmon. I couldn't come up with, off the top of my head, exactly a good sounding, how I would imagine salmon to sound. Sarah was laughing and holding her stomach. It looked like I'd been a good salmon. Alright, now I'm warmed up. Let's go again. I went scissors, and Sarah was paper. I decided to make her act like... That looks like it could be really funny. Yeah. I choose for you to act out like you.
You ってナッキュ先輩のこと？
Yup.
なんだ、そんなの簡単じゃん。
Easy.
うん、行くよ。
関東愚連会紅爆走連合7代目総長田中優、よろしく。
That doesn't really sound like you. You is that?
ついこの間までね。今は片木に戻ったみたいよ。
I see. And then
何やってんの？
maybe I shouldn't talk bad about you. She might call her motorcycle hooligans to smash my kneecaps in or something. You appeared in her changed clothes. We're playing rock paper scissors charades.
じゃんけんモノマネゲーム？なんか面白そうだね。私も入れて。いいですよ。
Sarah explained the rules to you.
オッケー、わかった。それじゃあ行きますよ。せーの、チッケピッ。
Just then, the lights illuminating the room started to flicker. Instinctively, we looked to the ceiling. Listening carefully, I heard a sound like the rumble of thunder far away.
何かな？
Waves formed in the water on the floor. Okay, yeah, waves formed in the water pooled on the floor. The walls and ceiling trembled slightly. Metal screeched on metal.
まさか。
Couldn't be what?
ほら、昨日の浸水の時と似てない？これ。
The blood appeared to drain from the faces of you and Sarah in the flickering light. Immediately after that, we were blanketed in darkness. Okay, yeah, I remember what's going on now. The tremors and sound stopped, but an eerie silence filled the area. Only the emergency lights showed weakly.
停電？停電だ。他のみんなは？
Where are Takashi, Tsugumi, and Sora?
つぐみとそら。で、つぐみはどこに？
Sarah and I shook our heads in the darkness.
とにかく、倉成とつぐみを探しに行こう。そらは？そらは、今はいいの。
What?
話はあと、今は二人を探す方が先よ。
You started running. Sarah and I followed her without knowing what was going on. Seriously, why are they so in the dark about who Sora is? It doesn't make any sense. Until we arrived in front of the control room. The power was out, so the door didn't open automatically. You pulled the lever next to the door and opened it manually. The three of us went inside.
倉成、つぐみ、いたら返事して。
You shouted out into the darkness. I wondered why she was only calling out to Takashi and Tsugumi. Sora! Sora! I called to Sora, but there was no answer. Sora should have been here. Wonder where she could have gone. You had picked up a flashlight at some point. I imagine she had gotten it somewhere in the control room. You turned it on. A white circle of light appeared on the wall. You shined the flashlight right and left, lighting up all corners of the room. The electrical system was completely down. Like an abandoned castle, there was no sign of warmth left. There's clearly nobody there.
誰もいないみたいね。
Pretty much just sums up the kids' thoughts. We left the room.
ちょっとこれ持ってて。
You handed me the flashlight and shut the control room door. Just then, we heard the sounds of someone running toward us through the water. After a short while, two figures emerged from the darkness. Oh, Takashi!
つぐみ。
Takashi and Tsugumi approached walking through water. Hey, have you seen Sora?
制御室にいたんじゃねえのか？
それがもぬけの殻で。
本当か？
Takushi used a manual lever to open the door. Looked inside. You want a flashlight?
ああ、サンキュー。
Takushi took the flashlight, turned it on, and went into the room.
たく、こんな時にどこ行っちまったんだ、空のやつ。
One of them weird moments where, yeah, we just checked in there. There's nobody in there. I think I'll check in there anyway. Takushi said that when he emerged from the control room.
さてと、どうしますか？
You said this calmly. It had been a series of emergencies since the day before. Maybe we were all completely used to it. In any case, none of us were freaking out.
とりあえずみんなで手分けして空を探すしかないんじゃないの？空がいなかったらなんで停電したのかだってわかんないんだし。
Yeah, Sora knows more about LeMU than anyone.
空ね。空か。もうしょうがないかな。この際だから言っちゃうけど、空は探しても見つからないと思う。
Really?
え？
What?
どうして？
理由は私の口からは言えない。そういうことはちゃんと本人から説明しないと。とにかく私の言ってることを信じて。心配しなくても空は無事だから必ず戻ってくるから。
Come back. You ignored my question.
わかったわ。で、あなたはどうするつもりなの？
発電室に行ってみようと思って。
発電室？
この停電の原因は発電機のトラブルにあると思うの。
That reminded me of something Sora had said the day before. LeMU didn't receive any power from the outside, but had an in-house generating system. There was a thermal seafloor vent where hot water was pumped out of the seabed and heat from that was used to operate generators.
つぐみも一緒に来てくれるでしょ？
あいにくだけど、その手には乗らないから。
え？
私は行かない。行きたいなら勝手にどうぞ。
Saying that, Tsugumi left. Didn't look like it would be any use calling after her.
まったくもう、本当にわけのわからんやっちゃな、あいつは。
しょうがない。4人で行くしかないね。
ナッキョ先輩、その発電室っていうのはどこにあるんですか？
発電室はここドリットストックにあるの。
よし、そんじゃ早速行くとするか。リュウ、案内してくれ。
Takushi started walking towards the corridor.
ちょっとクラナリ、どこ行くつもりなのよ。
どこって発電室に行くんだろ？お前が言ったんじゃんか。
それであんたはどうやって行くつもりなの？
あ？そんなの通路を歩いてに決まってるじゃないか。
やれやれ、やっぱりちっとも分かってないんじゃない。
それどういう意味だよ。
Hey you, I don't think I get it either. What is it through like a flooded? Are the corridors leading to it flooded or something?
私も。みんな昨日見たレミューのマップ覚えてないの？
マップね。
Yeah, that map.
確か3階のマップはエリアが2つに分断されてましたよね。
Oh, that's right.
クラナリも思い出せた？
鮮明にとまではいかないけど、ある程度は。
じゃあその2つのエリアの間には何があった？
何がって言われてもな。
I don't think that there was anything. Oh, need to keep clicking.
そう。ということは？
The two areas are divided by a block which is now underwater.
だから
制御室のあるエリアから発電室のあるエリアへは直接移動することができない。
Besides that, the emergency stairs of one of those areas was also flooded.
だとしたら
ああ、そういうことか。発電室のあるエリアに降りるには2階の中性浮力式エレベーターを利用する以外方法はないんだ。
ご名答。だから私たちが向かわなければならないのは
To the entrance of the neutral buoyancy elevator.
そういうこと。
Is it just me or is you kind of being a little patronizing? And then you do what? Good. And in that case, what's the answer? Great job. You get a star.
さて理解してもらったということでいざ行動開始。御意でござるよ。ニンニン。
Sarah took a bizarre kung fu pose and started spinning like a top. Yes, I find that ninjas are very useful in all sorts of emergencies, you know. You know, they normally call in ninjas to help. You know, after there's like a horrible tornado in a section, they call in ninjas to help with the recovery. I'm pretty sure back, you know, with the hurricanes, you know, like Hurricane Katrina, they got ninjas down there, you know, like karate chopping through everything, you know, finding survivors and that sort of thing. I'll move on. But I had no clue what she was trying to do. I'm not really sure either. Before going for repairs, we had to secure tools. When the four of us ascended from Zoite's dock, we stopped by the warehouse first. Fortunately, we found the tools we needed right away. Pliers, a spanner, a screwdriver, a hammer, a small welding machine, etc., etc. We packed all of the tools we imagined we might need into a toolbox and headed for the neutral buoyancy elevator. The neutral buoyancy elevator I meant egg in German. There's also a literal take on the egg-shaped elevator that traveled up and down rails into the ocean on the east side of LeMU. A ballast tank was attached to the floor. It would take in or release seawater from the tank as necessary to increase or reduce buoyancy, making the elevator rise or sink. Once we were inside, we sealed the watertight doors on the LeMU side of the elevator. All we had to do was release the lock connecting us to LeMU and the egg would sink away. You pulled the operating lever next to the door. Nothing happened.
なんだよ。全然沈まないじゃないか。
そうみたいね。
Do you think it's because the power is out?
愛は中性浮力を利用してるから基本的には動力を必要としないの。ただしバラストタンクの注水時、排水時、その時にだけ電力を用いる。でも今は停電してるから。
So there's no way to control the ballast valve. Is that the problem?
そう。
なんだ。それじゃ結局のところ動かせないんじゃないか。
バカね。そうじゃないでしょ。あんたそれでも大学生なの？
悪かったな。じゃあ分かるように説明してくれよ。
はい先生。はい松永くん。浮力を利用して昇降するってことはエレベーターの総重量が浮力を上回れば沈むと思います。その通り。もちろん少年も分かってるよね。
Yeah, I get it. Oh, he's gonna really get it. Okay. Yeah, you mean Archimedes principle, right? Has he meant? Okay, now what? Has this been mentioned in this redo before? Because I don't remember that. I remember it the last time, but not this time. The buoyancy of a submerged object is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the object. Right now, the buoyancy of the elevator is exactly balanced with the elevator's weight. So if we make the elevator heavier, it will outweigh the buoyancy and the elevator will sink.
いやー、すっごい。二人とも頭いい。
You patted our heads as she praised us. So yeah, has that been mentioned so far in this playthrough? Can't remember. If not, the kid remembers some very particular information and scientific principles.
賢い賢い。どっかの誰かさんと違ってね。
So the reason that I won't sink yet is that it's not heavy enough, right?
うん。何か重しになるものを探してこないと。
We split up and went in search of things we could use as weights. And several minutes later,
どっこいしょっと。
Takushi was carrying a massive planting pot. Interesting that 4 of them isn't heavy enough to do it when... Well, I think she flooded it last time, didn't she? Isn't that what Tsugumi did?
ちらほい。あ、ちらほい。
You brought a plaster ornament. And I brought a magazine holder and a bundle of magazines from the security office. And Sarah...
ちょっと。うん、ちょ。
Pull. Sarah, that's...
何持ってきてんだよ、お前。
Sarah was... dragging a massive tuna.
それ、どうしたの？向こうの通路に落ちてたの。多分浸水の時、厨房の冷蔵庫から流れてきたんだと思う。ちょっと冷たいけど我慢して。
Yes, let's get into a... So the 4 of us packed ourselves into eye and cradling a frozen tuna, headed down to Dritte's stop. Yes, let's get into a small space with a smelly fish. Expressions are great. I began to inch down ever so slowly. Peeking through the window and into the blue, we could see the outside of LeMU. The blue gradually got darker and the steel bulkhead appeared to move further away upward. Yeah, whenever I'm carrying large fish, I normally don't like to talk either. We were silent during that time. What was there really to talk about? No, actually, you did say one thing.
そういえばさ、食用捕鯨って国際条約で禁止されてたよね。
It seemed that you was having trouble with the difference between a dolphin and a tuna. And a tuma? And a tuna. There's quite a lot of difference to you. No one tried to answer that. I decided not to think about anything. That was quite entertaining. Dritte Stock Sector 7 was another area sealed off because of flooding. That was where we got off. Once the 4 of us holding the tuna got off, I lost his baggage and floated up to Dritte Stock again. Oh no! What do we do? We can't get back now.
大丈夫よ。愛はもう一機あるの。そっちがこのフロアに泊まってることは確認済みだから。
Oh. That surprised the heck out of me.
当たり前だろう。じゃなきゃ4人で降りてきたりしないってばさ。
You know, Takushi, I don't think you knew it either.
その割に顔引きつってるけど。
やかましい。余計なツッコミ入れんな。
はいはい。そんなことはどうでもいいから。さっさと行くよ。
Alright, so they're fixing to try to get the power back on. They gonna do it? Probably. I mean, if you if you saw the first playthrough, then it's no mystery. But for the heck of it, will they get the power back on? Who knows? We'll have to find out next time. Hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall return. Farewell.